Here's the exclusive skinny you didn't see coming. Just how much are the Lakers going to shell out for? Bronny James in his sophomore NBA season? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. Now, let me set the scene real quick, because if you thought LeBron's legacy was the centerpiece of this Lakers chapter, think again. Bronny's quietly stepping into a spotlight that few rookies have dared to chase. A spotlight that comes with both expectation and pinch-your-soul scrutiny. Bronny James, at just 20 years old, has become something of a whispered headline across the NBA corridors. Not just because he's LeBron's son, but because, despite a rookie season that barely cracked the surface statistically, 2.3 points per game, shooting a rough 31.3 from the field, and just 28.1 from downtown across 27 games. Moving into year 2 with a contract that tells a bigger story about the Lakers' long game. But here's where it gets tricky. Before the first whistle blew on his rookie campaign, Bronny inked a 4-year deal with the Lakers, reportedly worth $7.9 million. With that classic team option in the 4th year, locking in potential flexibility for Rob Pelinka's front office chess moves. So what exactly are we looking at going into 2025-26? Almost $2 million incoming for Bronny, followed by a bump to $2.3 million the next year. And then the Lakers face the pivotal decision on whether to pick up that $2.5 million option for year 4. It feels like pocket change in today's Supermax headlines, right? But that's the sticking point. Bronny's not here just to fill seats or ride LeBron's coattails. Dropping jaw-dropping numbers like a 30-point explosion on a December night off 34-23 shooting, sprinkling in threes, rebounds, and assists like a veteran. Then, over the summer, he showed flashes of growth and promise in the NBA Summer League. 14.3 points, nearly 3 rebounds, close to 4 assists per game, on nearly 48% shooting in just under 25 minutes a night. Not superstar yet, but the trajectory is there if the Lakers can unlock it. Meanwhile, purple and gold have been navigating a familiar terrain, a stacked and ruthless Western Conference where the Timberwolves ended their playoff run early in 2025, dusting off the Lakers' championship dreams once again since the glorious bubble season back in 2020. It's a playoff drought, the Lakers. Feel deep the ghosts of Kobe and Shaq's Showtime dominance, and the 2010 title still burning in the background as LeBron, AD, and emerging talents like Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Keem Marta, and Max Christie try to rewrite the narrative. So why is Bronny's contract such a simmering subplot? Because the Lakers front office is playing the long game. This isn't just about Bronny as a player, but Bronny as an asset, a franchise symbol, potential cornerstone of a new era. But here's the detail no one's talking about. That 4th-year team option is more than just a number. It's a strategic linchpin for Pelinka to leverage either in trade. It's talks or roster shuffling once the Lakers gauge if Bronny can truly ascend or if he'll remain a peripheral piece in a star-studded title or bust roster construction. This is a high-stakes dance with the Western Conference's elite, where every million counts, every cap space inch is a battle won or lost. Could Bronny become the X-factor that shifts the Lakers from contenders to outright champions again? Or is this a savvy keep-in-the-family move that's more PR than production? Ask yourself, with Pelinka known for measured risks and calculated gambles, is this the quiet investment that pays off multiplicatively? Or the white elephant contract waiting to clog future moves? And considering the Lakers' current roster, pulse, juggling LeBron's twilight years, AD's health mysteries, the surprising sparks from D'Angelo Russell and Gabe Vincent, plus-minus contributions from the bench, how much room is there really for Bronny's development without crowding the flow? Add in the swirling trade rumors, the off-court headlines, and the perennial pressure cooker of Lakers fandom. And this contract isn't just a piece of paper. It's a pulse check for the franchise's direction. As a lifelong Lakers believer, I can't help but feel we're on the edge of something massive here. It's a moment where youth and legacy collide in the most unpredictable of ways. But is this the move that launches a new Lakers era, or the gamble that haunts us for years? Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand. The roar inside Crypto.com arena isn't just noise, it's a living beast breathing down your neck like a freight train, barreling through the very soul of Lakers Nation as the buzzer sounds, and Bronny James steps off the bench, sweat dripping from his brow, burning with every bit of desperation and hunger. This franchise hasn't dared to fully admit yet that raw, unfiltered tension you feel slapping fans across the face like it's a Monday night playoff game, and the entire city is crammed into a single tiny bar where every whisper of possibility explodes into fever-pitch hope or soul-crushing doubt. You can almost taste the night air thick with a cocktail of spilled beer, nerves, and that je ne sais quoi energy that only Los Angeles can manufacture when its team is on the razor's edge of breakthrough or breakdown. And make no mistake, Bronny's sophomore contract saga isn't just numbers and ink on a page. It's the new pulse point of the Lakers' heartbeat. The lit fuse igniting an inferno of speculation within the polished hallways where Rob Pelinka quietly plots moves that will either be lauded as genius chess or derided as fatal missteps for an empire. Still haunted by a decade-long title drought? You think about it. Here's a kid whose name was whispered in tandem with LeBron's from the moment he stepped on a hardwood court, yet here he is, lugging the weight of not just his own future but the soul of the franchise's looming dynasty. Recalibration on his shoulders, every shooting percentage, every dribble, every fleeting moment off the bench dissected with laser precision and sometimes brutally with no mercy. The Lakers are in a crucible of shifting stars and shifting expectations. LeBron James is no longer the invincible king, but a warrior in the twilight. His every injury and rebound counted like a countdown clock, ticking toward an inevitable sunset. While Anthony Davis's health struggles hang over the team like a storm, cloud ready to burst, the tension in every game palpable because this Lakers squad is walking a tightrope strung across a canyon filled with the roaring pack of the Western Conference's finest, each opponent smelling blood in the water, circling like wolves eager to pounce on any hint of vulnerability. Denver's explosive young guns, Phoenix's relentless chase, Golden State's mastery of reinvention, the Clippers' desperation-fueled hate, all clamoring for a shot at the throne, too. And amid it all, Bronny James pushing through the crucible of scrutiny and hope, the future and history colliding in a collision that feels almost too big for one player, let alone one contract that's being read not just as a salary figure, but as the blueprint for what this franchise may or may not become. And here's the brutal beauty of it. Pelinka's move to lock Bronny into that 4-year, team option-laden deal at under $8 million over its span isn't simply cap management. It's a multi-layered gamble, balancing risk, optics, legacy, and real basketball calculus. This contract isn't a simple bet on potential, but a carefully calibrated brace securing Bronny's floor while leaving options open for the front office to pivot hard should the kid falter, or conversely, if he erupts into an unexpected cornerstone. But what if, and hear me here, what if Bronny never becomes the smooth-shooting, triple-double threat we hope? What if the shadows of his rookie year linger longer than expected? Or his current development stalls under pressure too immense for any 20-year-old? Suddenly that option year isn't just a clause, it's a noose tightening or a lifeline extended, and every ticking second of the season is a metronome, counting off a verdict that could shape roster construction moves for years. Now imagine the locker room whispers, where veteran voices calculate minutes and potential fit, where questions about Daniel's role amid LeBron's diminishing dominance spark quiet debates. Is Bronny ready to carve out an identity, or does his presence inadvertently crowd paths for other up-and-coming stars like Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Max Christie? This isn't just about Bronny's contract cap hit. It's about the ecosystem of talent vying for relevance under the glaring spotlight of purple and gold expectations. You can almost feel the floor tremble under the weight of those stitched-in banners hanging from the rafters, the ghosts of Showtime, Kobe Shaq, Glory, the Pogasal, Steady Core Days, the Bubble Championship, each championship whispering reminders of what's at stake. Every near miss casting long shadows down to the tiny margins, separating playoff contenders from another season of agonizing exits and bones broken in practice. And here's the clause nobody dares to mention publicly. The only way Pelinka is going to flip that fourth year option is if he's got eyes on a deal, a trade chip that could refuel the roster with that missing piece, maybe a marquee talent, maybe salary wiggle room to chase a dream, a trade talks with future first-round picks, cap considerations, plus Bronny's emotional factor being LeBron's son. A built-in brand turned this into a Gordian knot of front office intrigue and fan fervor. Meanwhile, the fans are yelling at our screens, watching Bronny's minutes tick upwards or stall, dissecting every snapshot from South Bay L's G League highlights to Summer League flashes, glutching onto hope like oxygen because we believe. We must believe this kid can be more than just a name tag. But the grind of the West has no mercy. Every flame that flickers is either soaked in fuel or snuffed out by the unrelenting competition. And if Bronny isn't backing us up with that spark on the court, not the PR front or the backstory, then what are we really building here? The personal stakes cut deeper. LeBron's legacy is intertwined with Bronny's coming-of-age story in purple and gold. The last thing we want is a cliffhanger sequel that disappoints, a tale of promise deferred, a franchise gamble gone south. Just when hope needed a new hero, in the shadows of that pressure cooker is a D's health mason, other variable that could make or break our locker room chemistry. And beneath it all roars the hungry, mocking crowd of rival fan bases and media, primed to pounce on any sign of fracture, any whisper of dysfunction that threatens to unravel this carefully woven narrative. You hear the echo of panic hanging like smoke off the walls, the tension in the air so thick it sticks to your skin. And yet imagine for a moment the ultimate script flip. Bronny steps up, his shot smooth, his passes incisive, his defense ferocious. And suddenly this contract is the steal of the decade, the keystone in a new Lakers era. What if the team pulls the trigger on that fourth-year option, and it's the signal for a roster shakeup, a bold splash that propels us from fringy playoff hopefuls to Western Conference kings? But on the other side of that coin is the horror scenario. The salary cap becomes a trap, the option year a dead weight, and Bronny's role remains peripheral, trapping the team in a limbo of what could have been while other franchises climb past us on the ladder. This is where my heart just breaks and races all at once, because as much as I want to believe in Bronny's rise, there's a gnawing dread in knowing how fragile this whole setup is. One injury, one misstep, one shift in the cosmic balance of NBA fate could slam the door shut on anyone's dreams. My gut screams that Bronny's about more than legacy or legacy PR. He's a raw diamond in the rough with a chance to claim something real in the league's brutal spotlight. But I also know Pelinka's not making moves based on sentiment. This is a cold calculus of wins and losses, dollars and dreams. So here's the glaring, open-ended truth none of us have answers for yet. Will that contract be the foundation of a new dynasty or the first chapter in a cautionary tale? As the season unfolds, every minute Bronny logs, every shot he takes, every slice of court time becomes a ticking time bomb of hope or heartbreak, and the entire Lakers family is on, the edge straining, screaming, aching for the answer. What happens next? Will Bronny finally become the Lakers' secret weapon, or will the gamble trap the franchise in a purgatory of almost, and not quite? Drifting further from the championship heights, we all bleed purple and gold to witness a night. Is young, the countdown relentless, and no matter what, the saga is far from over.